Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. Well, those of you who know me know that I enjoyed Daredevil on Netflix. That was a good series, and I was very sad when they cancelled it, because it was one of those shows I was actually looking forward to, and I would actually find out the date when it was coming out, and I'd be ready to start watching all over again. But then, you all know what happened. Netflix cancelled it. They cancelled Jessica Jones, they cancelled Luke Cage, they cancelled Iron Fist, they cancelled Daredevil for reasons that made no sense, and Marvel were apparently shocked as well at the time. That was pretty upsetting. But interestingly, Marvel reportedly want Christopher Nolan to help with their Daredevil movie, so it looks like the Daredevil movie may be back on the cards. Of course, what format that will take and who will be in it, who will be playing the lead character, well, I guess we will find out. But let's read the story. Out of all the title characters from the cancelled Defenders shows that used to reside on Netflix, Daredevil has always seemed the most likely to be the first in line for the reboot treatment. Not only has there been speculation that he'll show up as Peter Parker's lawyer in Spider-Man 3, but there's also been internal talk behind the scenes at the studio about resurrecting his solo series as either a Disney Plus or Hulu exclusive. Well, we all know that it couldn't possibly be shown on Disney Plus because that's for children, essentially. Could it be shown on Hulu? Maybe. Maybe it could, though I really don't trust Disney to do anything. The Devil of Hell's Kitchen is arguably the most well-known and popular among the New York City-dwelling stablemates, and with The Punisher already being the subject of 3 failed movies, and Jessica Jones, I liked that movie with Thomas Jane. That was a good movie. I really enjoyed that. I liked the song too. I learned how to play the darn song. I know what you're thinking, Judy, 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 all your hopes and fears. I loved that song. That was a good song. I learned how to play it just because it was cool. You know, the guy that played that also made a biopic about Johnny Cash. Anyway, it was the subject of 3 failed movies, and Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist never having appeared in feature-length film at all. The smart money would be on Matt Murdock being established first in the MCU as a gateway to introducing the rest of the Defenders into the long-running franchise. We've already heard that Marvel are considering rebooting Daredevil as the star of his own solo movie, which could end up being R-rated if Kevin Feige decides to head in that direction with Deadpool 3. That's if Deadpool 3 hasn't been cancelled, because we have no idea what's going on with Deadpool 3. You'd think it was a no-brainer that Deadpool 3 was coming out, but who knows? This is the world we live in. And now we've heard that the higher-ups want none other than Christopher Nolan to board the project, reportedly as an executive producer that will be heavily involved in the development, but also with an eye to writing and directing. I have heard a rumour that they're trying to get him to direct the movie, or I think they're actually trying to get him to direct any movie, but for some reason he seems to be coming up with Daredevil, so let's hope for the best as far as that goes. Everyone knows that personally, I would really like to see Charlie Cox back as Daredevil because I think he was absolutely fantastic. Even in the physical scenes, his fighting style and everything else was absolutely brilliant. Even if maybe it was stuntmen sometimes, but nevertheless, he was very, very good at that role. And I would like to see him return. But I would be glad to see Daredevil return pretty much however, as long as it's not made for children. According to our sources, the same ones who told us Justice League Dark show is coming to HBO Max and Percy Jackson series is in development, both of which were correct, Marvel and DC are both pursuing Nolan in hopes of having him involved in their respective comic book franchise. It remains unclear if he'll end up agreeing to work with either of them, but we're told that both studios want him on board. I've also heard that Nolan is not interested in doing any comic book related movies, so possibly the odds of either one of them getting him to do anything are very, very slim, but as we all know, money talks. Of course, fans would no doubt lose their minds on the prospect of Christopher Nolan joining the MCU, but the chances of it actually happening don't seem terribly high. The filmmaker's output has been handled exclusively by Warner Brothers for the last 20 years after all, and after the critically acclaimed Dark Knight trilogy, it's hard to imagine him wanting to make any more comic book movies, even if he secretly turned out to be a huge Daredevil fan. He might be. That would be pretty awesome if Christopher Nolan was a great Daredevil fan. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of Christopher Nolan's movies, but I would still like to see a Daredevil movie happen, so if it has to be him, I don't really care. Then again, this is Marvel Studios we're talking about, who tend to get what they want. They certainly have more than enough money to throw at him, and even if it's just in a producing capacity, we'd love to see Nolan hop on board and help them reboot The Man Without Fear. In defense of DC, their characters are generally grittier and tougher, which is why someone like Nolan would probably be better off staying there. Marvel characters are certainly a lot more cartoony. That said, I did like the original Iron Man movie. That was absolutely fantastic. And was still pretty gritty in places. Not just all fun and silliness. So the question is, what do you guys at home think? Do you think Nolan should come over to DC and make another movie? Or would you think maybe he should go over to Marvel? I think that would be the wrong choice for him. So we can only hope that Daredevil is going to return in some manner. Hopefully reasonably soon, and preferably returning as Charlie Cox with the continuation of the TV series, but we all know that's very unlikely. Still, we can dream. This has been Movies Suck saying, bring back Daredevil. I miss that show. Signing out. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.